Hi, good morning. Today, I thought we're going to talk about a light subject. I guess it's not really light, but to me, I love this subject. And we're going to talk about things that are in different dimensions and why we can see them on occasion. First off, know that most of us, not all of us, but most of us, we go in and out of different frequency dimensions throughout the day, sometimes the night. This is actually done through your third eye. When you see things that are not supposed to be in your reality, you might be seeing them here, but it's actually here that it's connected, which transmits being able to see. Most people don't. Maybe they do, but Americans don't really even know about this subject. So let's talk about what's going on. First, let's start with a little story. My youngest daughter, Wendy, who's 28, was with me one day, and we were in the backyard, and we decided to go for a walk. So we proceeded to go to the front yard, around the house. As we went around the house and we just crested the edge of the house to go to the front yard, in front of us, we saw a little being about that tall. Anyway, the first reaction we had was to grab each other, and because of seeing something that is not supposed to be in your reality, it gives you a little bit of a wake-up call and a shock. Well, as we're watching this, holding each other, and we're just frozen to the ground, the little being who had some fur on, it was like wearing fur clothing. It was not an animal. It was a humanoid being. Well, it began to disappear from the top down like this, which made it even more bizarre, because then you're seeing like this disappearing. It's like, how are you existing? So it got to the bottom where it was only legs running. It was running so fast and it was barely moving because it was so small. Well, when it was completely gone, we just looked at each other. And I said, "You saw what I saw?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, I saw what you saw, Mom." My daughter, Wendy, is not as animated as I am. But in that moment, I guess she had the exact same reaction that I did. It's almost like sitting in a room or a house or something, and the next thing you know, you see a mouse run across the floor, maybe right next to you or something, and you're like, "Eee!" It's that kind of reaction. So it's just one of the many things that I've seen. It's so nice, though, when someone is with you that has the same experience, and it's like a verification of, okay, we both saw this. Yeah, there's nothing quite like it. Verification. So I was thinking, this is one of many things that I've seen. I have seen black, huge Thunderbirds. They're as big as a biplane in my backyard. I have seen, Sasquatch, Yeti, Bigfoot, Chartreuse, whatever you want to call it, in my face. Except that I'm looking up because they're enormous. And they have left footprints. Because where I used to live, because I'm no longer living in my house that I used to live in. Anyway, that's another story. But yes, so all these things that I have witnessed, to this day I'm still seeing things. And it's crossing over into the dimensions. So where should I go from here? When you raise your vibration, it is easier for you to cross into these dimensions, and you do it with like breathing. You don't even realize you're doing it because you're elevating yourself. So where we are now in our reality, we've already jumped to 4D. So some of these beings that used to reside in 4D now have jumped to 5D to stay out of our visual spectrum. And I've also noticed that with the Sasquatch, the Bigfoot, they go in and out of dimensions. And they do it as eloquently as crossing the floor. It's nothing to them. So one day I was looking into, well, how are they doing this? And I saw how they were doing it. First off, trees. Trees are in multi-dimensions. They just exist in multi-dimensions. So it looks like the Bigfoot, the Sasquatch, actually put trees across each other, and they use it, and they'll try to make like a perimeter where trees are touching, and they can use the trees as a doorway, and they're not the only ones. A lot of other beings use trees as a doorway, a portal to go into a higher frequency, to be out of our range of frequency. Its frequency is also your perspective of what you can see. You can only see this much, but there's all of this. So when we're going in and out, yeah, we're going into higher frequencies or dimensions. And the more elevated you become, the easier you do it, and don't even realize throughout your day how many times you may be doing this. So interesting. But yes, the Bigfoot, I've also realized, I shouldn't really call him Bigfoot, that's so offensive, I'm sure. The Chartreuse or the Sasquatch, whatever. They also eat the tree sap. And what the tree sap does, don't go out and do this because your bodies can't assimilate tree sap. It's very not good for you. Toxic, I would imagine, because we don't assimilate that. It's like, no. But they eat it, and what it does is help them to change into the frequency of trees. They use trees all the time. And I'm very sure it's for self-preservation, because I can't even imagine what people would do to them, because they're on such a different vibration than we are. They can come in and out of 3D. And when they do, I don't feel that they're very safe. The first thing people want to do is kill them, because don't you know that's the first thing they want to do. I got to kill one to prove that it's existing. Well, they have been killed many times, and they're quickly swept under the rug by the government officials. Yeah. But, yeah, that's just one of the things that we've seen. I have seen beings that are as small as this, and they're beings, and they've got wings. I guess you could call them fairies, what have you. And they range in size. I have seen all kinds of things, and it's like I'm standing there going, must be interesting to be you. Because I can't even imagine how wonderful their lives might be. Maybe not as wonderful as I perceive it to be, because they still have their realities they have to go through. But still, the diversity of life is just amazing to me. I have seen the most incredible types of beings, and some of them not so incredible. So like the reptilians, I have seen them too, and I wouldn't call them incredible. I'd call them negative. And yeah, they're residing in these dimensions also. So you would think, how is the reptilian being residing in a higher dimension and frequency, and they're negative? Well, because in some of these dimensions, there's still negativity. Well, at least in a few of them, not all. So I just thought that I would talk a little bit about, you're not crazy if you're seeing gnomes, fairies, Bigfoot, Thunderbirds, reptilians. I've had in this house, this is really different because I hadn't had it until I came into this house, orbs coming in. They're always coming into this house, and I'm looking at them going, an orb. I noticed that when I get on a really high vibration and I'm laughing, because I'm basically a happy person, the orbs start coming in. I think they're very attracted to that high vibration. And these orbs are just kind of like floating. They almost look like transparent, ghosty, misty. They kind of keep their shape. Bright white orbs. They come through the walls. I mean, it's amazing. One day I'm going to have to actually keep my phone on me and film these things. So, well, there we go. The orbs are beings, obviously. And I think they're coming from all different types of reality in here. But I also think they're coming from outside of the simulation into the simulation. I think there's no boundary for these orbs, which are, it could be us, because in the end we are energy too. So nothing surprises me. And these are just things I have always seen since I can remember. So I just thought that, touching base on this bit of a subject, I want to get my daughter, especially Wendy, here, and we can talk about these things, because she is fascinating to talk to about some of these things too, because both of my daughters have this ability, and it's just an ability, it's an open ability. I'm pretty sure it's because they're my children, and whatever is running inside of me is running inside of them as far as DNA activation. So, and this is just what's going to happen to everyone that's out there. Don't think that we're special, because we're not. We're not special. But what we are is having our DNA activated. So, of course, the more DNA you have activated, the more abilities you'll find you have. Skill set. So, all right, I'm going to end this video because I don't want to ramble on and on and on. And I do want to get my daughter Wendy here. And I think I'm going to make some vlogs with her because she's fascinating too. Okay, well, everybody have a great day, and I'll be talking to you later. Bye.